Hello, Education 1030 students. So it is that time, it's spring break. I'm sure plenty of you are excited to have a break from being in class. So remember, this is a great time for you to maybe catch up on getting some rest or things that you need to get done, but it's also a great time to reflect. So this is what we're going to do. So I know we're on spring break, but you will be having a midterm check-in assignment. So this assignment's purpose is really for you to assess how you're doing right now in the semester. We don't want to wait until it's time to drop classes, right? So at the midpoint, this is a good time for you to make corrections. So look at your goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of the semester. Look and see how you're doing in all your courses. Maybe you need to reach out to your instructor. Maybe you're doing really well in some of your classes, but maybe you're struggling in one of them. Have you reached out to tutoring? So, really reflecting on how you're doing. So, that's what this assignment purpose is for you to reflect and kind of pivot and look at your goals and see what you need to do. So, that's why it's that assessment piece. So, to do your midterm check in, you're going to complete this and put it in the Dropbox. So, whenever we're talking about assessing how you're doing, we are first are going to be looking at your courses that you're taking and what is your overall grade. So, what you're going to be doing is you're going to list all the classes you're taking here in this first section where it says My Course Standings, and you're going to calculate the grade you have so far. Now, a good place to go to do this is obviously to go to your course syllabus, or you can look under your grades and you're going to average what your grade is now. Remember, this is not your final grade, this is your estimation grade. So, this is like an estimate of your grades so far at this standing. If you're not sure how to calculate your grade, please talk to your instructor in that course. So, the second section is really going to connect up to the first section. So now that you know what your stand in each course, it's really important for you to look at: am I good? Am I good at maintaining my grades? Like, what am I doing? Am I doing good? If I am, what should I continue to do? If I'm not, what kind of steps can I make to improve my grade? Now, remember, this can also connect back to all the strategies that we've learned so far in chapters 1, 12, 3, and 4. Then we're going to go to your academic advisor counselor. So, when we talked about academic advising, we listed this in chapter 1 homework. You had to tell me who your advisor was. So, it's important for you as a student in college to know who your advisor is. So, you're going to fill that same information that you put in your chapter 1 resource. You're going to give me the name, the phone number. Have you met with them? Have you reached out to schedule an appointment? So when we get back from spring break, you are going to have to start registering for your classes, especially if you're going to be here with us in the summer or fall coming up. So it's important for you to reach out to your academic advisor to schedule an appointment so you can register for summer or fall term. So that's this question, what it's asking you. You also need to know when the registration begins on, so it's something for you to look up. We talked about how you can navigate the Water State homepage as a student, being able to find these things under the resources. So I want you to be able to go back and find the date of when you have to register for summer or fall classes. Then we're talking about chapter 3 and connecting back to it for your personal time management. So, how are you spending your time? Are you tracking it? Are you prioritizing? Are you using those tools such as a planner or calendar? And maybe you need to make some changes. So, that's what this section is, and you're going to complete it. The next section is really going to be talking about your motivation, right? So, when we were back in chapter 1, we talked about your purpose, your motivation. So, thinking about what your current level motivation is now, I want you to assess and really be honest about where you are. Are you more motivated, less, about the same? Are you engaging with other positive students that are keeping you motivated? If you are having difficult time, like say setting goals or motivation, like do you need to make any changes in your behavior? The next section is talking about what kind of major requirements do you have coming up. So, looking into all your courses, what are four major requirements? This could be papers, exam, presentations. When are they due? So, I want this also goes back to, are you keeping up with your priorities? So I want you to pick out four of the most important things. And you may have more, but we're only going to list four in the due date. And then lastly, we're going to assess our stress and anxiety. So we're going to do a mental check. So how are you feeling? Are you overwhelmed? Are you struggling? What's your current level of anxiety or stress? So I want you to fill that section out and be honest of how you're feeling right now. So once you have this completed, you are going to put this in the Dropbox. um, please make sure that you get this done by the due date. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. So that's all you're going to do for the midterm check in. That will be your homework. If you want to go ahead and get started on it early, I would. That's why I'm posting this video ahead of time. All right, guys, until next time, take care.